Welcome to this overview and review of Options Weekly Paychecks System 7. Now, this is a really cool system, and we use weekly bars in line with the Options Weekly Paychecks concept. Now, I know the name is a little bit on the corny side, or whatever you want to call that, but it's also fun. Depends how you look at it. It's a fun name we came up with a while back, and now we have some. These systems have always been really good. I think this fun type of concept has kind of opened up a certain kind of creative mindset approach that really opened up some windows for finding price action that just can work really great. And the weekly and interweekly price action cycle, and now even using weekly bars, is just fantastic and can be played. I hate to use the word exploited, but you can use that word exploited for profit. And so we look to do the deals, bring in the revenue, subtract any cost and net out a profit. Okay, now what's revenue? That's a winning trade, for example. And what's cost? It's a losing trade. Now we're not talking about premium decay or broker fees or any of that. We don't worry about that kind of stuff. You still worry about broker fees these days. You should. You just find another broker. Okay, so with this system, you can use stocks or options. And really, we should probably put that in the logo here, stocks and options trading system. And you may be able to use this on futures and Forex. Didn't look into it, but same with the rest of our systems. Not really the rest of the systems. Some of the systems overlap and stack multiple trades, having multiple trades at the same time, where you're going to either break up a stock position or, like a futures Forex position, and just add another contract for futures or Forex, for example, or, a batch of shares. And maybe you can do it that way for the stacking principle. But with options, you just, it's the same thing. You just get another contract or two or a few. Just, you use another position size. Okay, so now that said, with System 7, we have a new approach that's easier than, how is it easier? Because we're trading weekly bars. These bars happen once a week. Okay, what's a bar? It's a block on a price chart. All right, hopefully you know what a price chart is. Some of you guys don't know anything much about trading and price charts and this and that, and that's fine, because you've come to one of the best places to learn and learn in a most practical way from our this site, optionsweeklypaychecks.com, and also our other sites such as Options Trading Authority and the Stock Trading Authority, and so on and so forth. All right, so we have this system, and it's very laid back. Because why? Because we are playing weekly bars, and that can be a very nice thing. So let's go look at the performance to get a picture. All right, so here's a picture. We use Apple Computer. You can use whatever stock you want, wherever you find the advantage. Apple seemed to be a pretty good one. So we have here, since January 2017 up to January 1st, 2019. Okay, so you can get that picture, and obviously these are weekly bars, so it's a little bit more spaced out, and the amount of effort is very low, so you can combine this system with other systems of the weekly paycheck variety, or whatever other system you have from us or somewhere else, or maybe you made your own. Okay, so you can see here, I remember we started making these price charts on Excel, figured that out, and you can see a visual representation of how things just keep on stacking and going in an upward direction, which is always nice, right? We don't like to go down and then we like a general steady upward scenario. I'm going to pop over to System T here since I just remembered, hey, I didn't show this, but I should probably make another Systems T video representing this pretty cool looking chart here. We're just very proud of our newly developed Excel skills. As funny as that may sound to some, or whatever other word you like to use. So you can see here the progression, right, of the accumulation of profits, and hey, that's a great looking chart, isn't it? So that helps a lot of people. Let's see this one. This is the weekly. I don't know if that just kind of shows, hey, here's our payday here. Ooh, nice week. Boring week, nice week. Okay, so another thing is, even though this is not a lot of days, it still represents a cycle of what usually happens. You'll have usually a strong day followed by a weak day. Okay, and sometimes some of the strongest days are followed by weak. Why? Because the natural process of breathing, or exhaustion, and price action very much moves in spurts and points of rest. Okay, it's very natural once you get to learn different cycles of price action and different time frames of price action. Even 1 minute bars versus 5 minute versus 30 minute versus 60 minute versus so on and so forth. 1 day, 1 week. Let's go back to System 7 here, since this video is about System 7. Okay, so you can see some of the explanation here, and we'll try to work on the explanation to make sure we are explaining the system right, because, hey, I hate for you to miss out on something that could do this for you. Now, I can't promise you future returns, okay? Not promising you future results, but these systems are designed in a solid way to give you a high probability for future potential results in line with the characteristics of the types of price action patterns, numbers, ratios, and math that we use for our trading systems. Now, you can use this as a strategy, meaning that you can combine Options Weekly, Paychecks, System 7 with a few other factors and just pick the best opportunities. That's going to take some experience for you to become an accurate strategy trader. A lot of people try to pick the best opportunities, and usually, they don't have enough experience, so they are influenced by their emotion, and they usually pick the worst ones. So you need to keep that in mind. There's a tip that could save you a lot of money. There is a big difference between your feelings and the emotions you receive from watching price action, and maybe even watching the news or whatever other time-wasting negative to systems or strategy trading thing to do, like going on message boards or whatever stirs up your emotions in regards to the markets, is not good. And you can learn more about that by reading Nicholas Darvis's book, How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market. I think he does a really great explanation on how he went through this process, even way back then. What was it, late 1940s? I have to go review the exact dates, but something like that. And it was a just wonderful account of how he figured out a system for trading the stock market, and highly encouraged to read that book. Oh, and not only a system, but how he learned how to not get emotionally involved and to keep himself very distant and just simply execute his system a few moments per day. Okay? And that's what we want you to get to do. And with the weekly bars, it's going to be even less than that. So, you want to check the price charts a few moments a day. And if you have an order, or if you need to move a trail stop, that just takes a couple minutes. All right, with options and stocks, it's all easy. Options, we use contingent orders. for a price trigger to get us in or out of the trade. It's just all, once you get used to that, if you're not used to it already, it's just super easy. Okay, so here at Options Weekly Paychecks, we're systems developers and strategy developers, education developers. We also trade. Been in the markets over 30 years. All right, so now you can glean from our experience if you're interested in getting started and putting a powerful system like this to work. You can even start with one contract and get used to the system, build confidence in it, study it historically, and then you can practice it historically and speed up time by just shoving the chart to the right and using the right arrow key. You can just get used to a system that way and accelerate your learning curve. And once you build confidence up and you say, hey, I think this is good. Hey, if you know that the system's good because you have a certain amount of experience already, then hey, why not just put it to work in a full capacity, full position size according to your money management principles. Okay, so then also we can teach you money management principles too for optimization of making money. Okay, not just for some vain thing of saying, oh, I am so cool, I use 1% trades, like some of the books out there. No, you want to use the right money management position size to optimize profits, not just to focus on risk. You focus on risk, guess what you're going to get? A lot of that risk, okay? You're going to get a lot of those little losing trades. No, you want to focus on maximum profitability, and then part of that equation is managing your costs so you can have margins to net out a profit, all right? So that should be logical. All right, so you got to, once you start looking at trading as like a real business, like a bricks and mortar business, not an online business, which you can just totally treat like crap and still make money, and then of course if you treated it well, you could make a lot more money. Speaking of which, with trading, if you look at it in revenue versus cost and looking to net out a profit over a series of deals over and over, maybe like a grocery store, hey, then things start to get more clear. So. But regardless, you can just start with one contract and just let your confidence build in the system. And hey, if it works, if you can do this and then start running multiple stocks and then start getting this up to, 10 to 100 contracts, all right, and 344 stock points, but let's just take half of that in options points. So for example, I just divided that by 2. Then multiply by 1,000 for 10 contracts. So $172,000 bucks, over 2 years. Hey, that's pretty good. That's just 10 little puny contracts per trade. Now, if you get in the 100 contracts, well, just multiply this times 10. So now we have 1.7 million. Now, okay, that's a better income. All right, and that's just one stock. So. Anyways, I'm running out of time here, but I just want to give you a review and overview and just talk to you about Options Weekly Paycheck System 7 a bit and get your picture every week and discuss more and have more angles. So we're going to probably put another newsletter on this page, or a campaign you call it. That means it's going to give you a series of follow-ups that will explain this system. It goes for, I don't know, it just depends how many messages we put in there, probably 10 to 20 or something, just to make sure you understand and are reminded that the system is here. So then that just stops after like 20 messages, and that's it, okay? And then you just keep on going with the regular newsletter and Options Weekly Paychecks. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, contact us from the contact form on the page. All right, thank you. And if you're not on this site, come on over. There should be a link below. And if you're here, you can use this video. We'll probably just post it here and just go down here and click the Add to Cart button to get started if you want to get started. Thanks.